But this bleeds into my next topic, right? And I rolled through what BJ Armstrong said as well. And then I open the phone lines up. Because this just goes right into this era of basketball versus the era of basketball that I think was the peak years, that I think was the golden era of NBA, which is the 90s to the early 2000s, right? Mind you, LeBron came in 2003, 2004, right? So he caught the tail end of it, but I think, like Dominique Wilkins said, Kobe Bryant was the last of a dying breed. He said Kobe Bryant was like them. Dominique, Bird, Magic, Mike, Kareem. He said Kobe was like them. And they don't make him like that no more. Right? So not at the superstar level anyway. So that era was the golden era. And BJ Armstrong spoke on it. And he was on Dan Patrick's YouTube channel. I think Jim Jackson has a podcast that is on Dan Patrick's YouTube channel. And he had BJ Armstrong on as a guest. And they spoke about this. And this is what BJ said.
Okay, let's get out of the business of the media and all of that. Let's just be a couple guys like you and I are just talking. Now, we all know, because of our backgrounds of playing professionally, right? And a lot of people doesn't have this perspective. We know that the rules were different. The rules currently now are different. The travel is different. The refereeing is different. So it is an unfair comparison to say who is the greatest because everyone's not playing by the same rules.
Right.
Let's make that clear. That it's impossible. Right. So what Oscar Robertson and the late Bill Russell and the late Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, it's unfair to compare them to today's players because they were dealing with a different set of circumstances. Equipment is different. The sneakers are different. The gymnasiums in which they're playing, the travel, food, training. There's so many things that we can throw into the equation before we start saying who's the greatest. In order to have an accurate assessment of that, everyone's got to play by the same rules. Now, just a simple rule when you and I play, impeding of progress. It's a big thing, Jimmy. That's a big thing. So imagine I can still remember in 1994, 95, when you and Jamal Mashburn came to the United Center and Jamal Mash put a 50 on us and then you put a 38 on us.
Right.
And that was with like hand checking. Okay. So we know that the game is different. You and I weren't shooting threes irresponsibly like we see the players are shooting today. We weren't playing pace and space. We had to throw it into the big guy, get to the post, and then we operated out of that. We had to do things. It was a different time. So when I hear these comparisons, they're great for the barbershop. They're great for TV. They're great for debate. They're great for all of the things that we love about the media. However, because of we were fortunate enough to play, we both know that was different. So it's an unfair comparison. I admire these players today for the era that they're playing in, but let me assure you that if Jimmy Jackson and I saw you and I played against you, I know you were a 25 to 30 point scorer easily in this era because I saw you in the previous era. Okay. And that era was a little different because they were hand checking. Right. The game was a little bit more physical. I'm not saying it's better. It was just a different game defensively. People weren't switching like they're just, everyone switches now. You'll come off a screen now and a guy 5'11" would be guarding you. Well, a guy 6'6" couldn't guard you. I know if a guy 5'11" was going to guard you on a switch based on your skill set and how you played. So it's a different time. It's a different era. And I always try to appreciate the eras in which, players play in. And then you look at it and say, now, which do you think would transfer from one era to another? These players, without question, could have played in that era, but let me assure you, it was a different time. Just like if you played in today's era, it would be a different time. So, I just try to look at it holistically, but it's a fun debate. I mean, I enjoy it. I enjoy people's arguments, though.
So here's the translation, because he said a lot and he was trying to be political a little bit and not say too much. right? And not really lean one way or other, but he was giving you the innuendos. And basically what he was saying is the way we played in our era with physical defense, with hand checking and all of that, he gave an example. I know Jim Jackson would be a 25 plus point scorer in this era because I seen him score that same amount in our era with more defense and more opposition with the hand check and the physical play. That's common sense, right? If I can score 25 consistently, if I can average 25 in the 90s with the hand check, with physical play, with an era where we championed defense, where the opposition was tougher, then if you give me no hand check, no physical play, or less physical play and less opposition and weaker opposition, why the hell wouldn't you with that same game be able to score 25? Right? So that's one thing he said. The other thing he said is like the debates that we have, and he didn't say GOAT debate. He just said any debate where we're crisscrossing errors. He said we have it because it's fun, it's good for the media, it's good barbershop talk. But we know, like, seriously, there's no competition. That's basically what BJ Armstrong is saying. Like, come on, let's be real. Like a player from the 90s averaging 25 versus a player now averaging 25, it's not the same. All fans, all former players know that, if they're being honest. Right? That's just common sense. So I take it a step further and say, knowing what we know with the 90s to early 2000 era being tougher by way of allowing defense, physical defense, and hand checking, I would take it a step further and say that the best of anything, the best scorer, the best defender, the best shooter, the best player, the best team, the best coach, it don't matter what you think of in basketball, in the NBA, the best can't possibly come from the worst era, the weaker era. It's not possible. The era where the commissioner has admitted that I have legislated defense out of the league so I can let smaller, more skilled players flourish. And he gave the example of Steph Curry and said that I don't think having a bigger, stronger guy dominate Steph Curry defensively is good for the fans. That's not good to watch. So I'm going to call the game and create rules, or either just give guidance to the referees to not allow a certain thing or to allow a certain thing. That way Steph Curry could have the advantage, or any scorer or any more skilled player that doesn't have the physicality would have the advantage over the guy like Ron Artest. Ron Artest couldn't stand a chance against Steph right now in this era and these rules. And Ron Artest is one of the best defenders we've ever seen in the NBA, and he wouldn't stand a chance. Right? So it's impossible for me to say that Steph is the best shooter or the best point guard, because I know he wasn't going against real opposition the way Magic or Ray Allen was. So the best point guard for me is still Magic. The second best point guard for me is still Isaiah Thomas, right? And then we can start the debate at number 3 with Steph Curry, Oscar Robertson, and guys like that. But Steph is just not a straight up number 3. Oscar Robertson has a conversation for that. So Steph and Oscar can have that conversation. And if Mark Price would have stayed healthy, if Mark Price would have played in this era, he would have been Steph Curry or better. That's how good Mark Price was, right? So that just goes to show you. And I want y'all to not just, have a hissy fit about me saying Mark Price could be just as good as Steph Curry, if not better. I want you to go and do your research and watch some Mark Price full games. Watch his highlights if you need to. But before you can form a conclusion, I want you to watch his full games. And you tell me how good Mark Price is. And you tell me if he don't look the spitting image of Steph Curry in a tougher era, in a tougher league. Not a league where they're saying, well, we want to give Mark Price the advantage. Adam Silver has admitted to that. We're going to give Steph Curry or guys like him the advantage because it's better for TV and it's better for the fans. But what fans is it better for? Because I don't like it. So but what he's saying is better for the fans who don't really like basketball, but they just like excitement. So let's give them some excitement. Let's create excitement. Let's make it easier for Steph. Let's make it harder for the defenders to defend Steph. That's crap. That's trash. So yes, the best shooter, the best scorer, the best team, the best player, the best coach, all of that can't come out of this era. It's impossible. The harder era creates the best player. The toughest environment creates the best, whatever the case may be. Right? That's the thing. That's the thing, right? I'll leave you with this before I open the phone lines up. And I want you to think about the best era versus the weaker era. And I want you to just look at this in your mind as an analogy. Let's say you got a whole pot of soup and it's good, and you got another whole pot of soup that's bad. And I want you to take a bowl for each pot, and I want you to scoop out some soup out of each bowl. Is it possible that the worst pot of soup can create a bowl better than the best pot of soup? I don't think that's possible. A bad bowl or a bad pot of soup is going to create a bad bowl or a bad tablespoon. It don't matter what you try to grab out of that bad bowl or that bad pot, it's going to be bad. Or it can't be better than the best pot of soup. So it's the same thing for the eras of basketball. If the 90s to 2000s is the best era of basketball that we've seen, it was the peak. And we can admit that this era is weaker. Even the commissioner has admitted that he made it weaker. How can you scoop out the best team out of the worst era? Or how can you scoop out the best player out of the worse or weaker era? How can you scoop out the best coach out of the weaker era? It's not possible. Right? So if you want to fix the NBA, unfortunately, you got to turn back the hands of time, and you got to bring back whatever you was doing in the 90s and early 2000s, and you have to implement it into this league now. Right? So with that, I open the phone lines up, and we'll take some phone calls on this topic, and y'all let me know what y'all think. Can you get better out of the worst era, or is that impossible? Is that impossible? Chris, what's good, my brother?
What's going on, man?
What's up, man? What's your thoughts, man?
I agree with what you said, except for the Steph Curry thing. You was kind of tripping on that one, dog.
Okay.
Steph is that dude, man.
Okay.
You got to put some more respect on him, man. He changed the game.
Well, actually, Adam Silver changed the game for Steph, and he
ruined the game,
and he said that out his own mouth. So I'm wondering, would Steph be Steph if Adam Silver didn't create an environment that allowed Steph to be Steph? Because last time I checked, when Steph was in college, Mario Chalmers in Kansas and freaking Brandon Rush ran him off the floor in the Final Four. Mario Chalmers hit the game winner. Steph missed the game winner.
I get it, man, but Steph, come on, man, stop it.
I mean, what are we saying? Is this not the worst era of basketball?
It is, bro. That's not even a discussion.
Okay, so how can you get the best of anything out of the worst era?
I mean, the first thing they got to do is fire Silver. He's the worst commissioner in sports. He's
It's
the worst
possible.
until they get a commission. It would take, if they was to put somebody new in charge, it would take them damn near a decade to fix that problem that the NBA has. That's how bad it is. Like the league is so bad that it wouldn't be fixed overnight. Even
Correct.
if he did say, okay, we can do the early 2000s, it still wouldn't fix the problem. It's
Not
just
not
that
not not,
bad.
over, not overnight. You're right, but you got to crack
No.
some. You got to crack some eggs to make an omelet. So unfortunately for him, if he did say, "Look, man, we can't go down this road no more, man," and he told his referees, "We're going to call the game the right way. We're going to call it the way we called it in the '90s. We're going to allow physical play, and only thing we're going to change in the rules is we're going to allow hand checking, even when you're dribbling. We're going to allow it. Only thing that's going to happen is you're going to find out that Jokic and Luka is not that good. Steph is not that good. LeBron is not that good. KD might not be that good, and you're gonna find out that
Nope.
you're gonna find out there's a lot of players in this era right now that can't even touch a basic all-star. Like it's gonna be superstars in this era, like Anthony Edwards, that you're gonna figure out is not even better than Glenn Rice.
Yeah.
You're gonna find out that a player like Devin Booker is not even better than Allen Houston. You're gonna find out that LeBron James is not even better than Brandon Roy
Or Charles Barkley.
or Charles Barkley. You're gonna find or Karl Malone. You're gonna find that out really quick. You're gonna find out that Steph and Mark Price is closer than what you think.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. I know you're gonna have some people that don't like that, man, but that's a strong point, man. You're right about that.
And that's
But I
what's gonna
really
happen.
do feel like
Yeah, but
I
but but
really
you
do
got but
feel
you got
like
to allow that to happen just to save the league. You got to allow
they
that to
not
happen to
gonna
save the league. You got to.
they not gonna do that.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
They
I
not gonna
think
do
you're
that.
right. Yeah, I think
They
you're right.
can't even get these dudes to retire. LeBron, Kevin Durant, Steph, they can't even get them dudes to leave. They can't let them leave. I think they don't want them to retire because they don't have another guy.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be Zion. I think Zion just didn't want it. He didn't want to be that guy. It was supposed to be him. He didn't want it.
I don't think he was good enough, bro.
I mean, if you take away Zion's athleticism, he's not an NBA player. But
You're
it
right.
was still the hype around his name that he was still supposed to be that guy, just like the LeBron effect. Adam Silver ruined the league with the player empowerment thing. He doesn't drug test the players anymore, so they can get high.
Mm.
They get guaranteed 4 or 5 year, $300 million contract. They're getting guaranteed money, whether they hurt or whatever happens after they sign that deal, they have to get paid.
Right.
So you let these guys get high and paying them all this money. What do you think is going to happen?
Mm.
You don't see too many players like AI. AI came from the hood.
Right.
These are players that AI is a guy who really had to work to get where he, especially at his size, Paul. A lot of these dudes in the NBA now, these are middle class. They already middle class. They got money. So it's insane, man. I don't know how Adam Silver pulled that big deal off that he pulled with them getting $1 billion. How much? 75 billion.
Yeah, I mean,
from the networks.
It was no, I don't know if it was 75 billion, but it was double digit billions for sure.
I don't know how he pulled that off, man.
Well, this is why I think he pulled it off, right? So Vegas is involved, gambling is involved, A lot of other things are involved as well. So these networks already got Vegas and the networks like Amazon, they've already figured out how they're going to get their money back. Right. So they already got their part figured out. So Adam Silver done good business with that, but he's not caring about the product on the floor because he was like, look, man, I keep putting these games on these networks. They keep paying me for it. They're getting their money. Business is booming. He can care less about the product on the floor. Business is booming. As long as Vegas can continue to get y'all to play y'all parlays and y'all bets and do all that stuff, man, we're going to get our money back. Vegas is going to get their money back. We're going to rig games when we need to rig them. It's all a business. It's all business. They good at the top level. The owners and Adam Silver and Vegas and Amazon and whoever else made a deal with them, they're good. The money is flowing. NBA got their money, and they're going to get their money back on the back end, right? They got their part sold up. Now, as far as the fans, do we really need y'all? We already got the contract for another, 10 years, 7 years, whatever that contract was for. We're good for another 7 years. We're good. So we don't really have to do anything to appease the fans. We don't really have to, right? But we can pretend like we're doing it. That's why he keep not addressing the real problem, and he keep giving you gimmicks, trying to make it seem like he's trying to fix the problem. This man had the nerve to go out and say that he's investigating the 3-pointers the plethora of threes that teams are taking. He's investigating. How the hell you investigate that? Like, how long does that investigation take, and how much money you spending on it? You're investigating the threes. You go blame somebody for the threes after the investigation. Hey, they go come back. Hey, Adam, we found the culprit. Come on, man. Like, make this make sense, bro. You investigating the amount of threes that teams are taking. Like the teams got in the cahoots behind his back and was like, hey, man, we go sabotage the league and just take 53s a game. That's not what they're doing. They're saying the way that they're calling the games and refereeing the games, we can manipulate it by doing this. Because it's not a game, it's not a real basketball game no more.
Nope.
Right? If you do a 50-50 mix of offense and defense, that makes it basketball. But if you take defense out of the equation and it's 75 offense and 25 defense, that's not basketball. That's just offense. You're not even allowing people to play defense, so we can't even see real basketballs. But I mean, I'm off my soapbox, man. Your thoughts, man?
I feel like, man, out of all the years, man, I say this is the year that I really haven't been watching basketball, man. Like I just can't get into it, man. It's not interesting. It's not intriguing. I mean, most of the time, if I do watch it, I'm watching the highlights. Nobody is sitting in this generation, and this is what Adam Silver needs to figure out. Nobody is gonna sit for 2 hours and watch a bunch of players throw up threes.
Not at all.
You gonna if you want to keep it this way, he's gonna have to find a way to lessen the minutes per game, lessen the season, which to me is bullshit because those dudes back in the day, they loved playing 82 games. They wanted to play. They hated when they got hurt. Michael Jordan played with the flu.
Facts.
It won't no call out. They won't calling out of work, man. And they didn't make excuses for it either. I remember when Gary Payton said he messed his leg up when he was playing in the finals with Jordan. He ain't making an excuse for it. He played. He said we lost. And these players just don't. They just don't care for the game, man. And it's sad, man. Just seeing where the NBA is, man. I swear, man.
It's not.
I love the
NBA basketball is not our sport no more. It belongs to somebody else. I don't know who it is. I don't even know if they're domestic or in America. Maybe it's just the overseas crowd, but it's not our league no more. Right? They're not even listening to our complaints. Like we've been saying for years that we don't like the product on the floor, but somebody like it somewhere, and I mean, put it this way. We just watched Casanat pack an NBA arena with a league that he created against 8th graders. And that's what the kid, those same kids that enjoyed watching Casanat play that tournament are the same kids that enjoy watching Bronny James get on the floor against the in the Lakers uniform. So that's the new audience that they're trying to appease. They're looking at us like, man, we got y'all locked in. Y'all been watching us for 30 years. Y'all not going nowhere. Whatever we put on this floor, y'all go watch in some capacity. Only thing we're thinking about is this next generation after y'all. The people that watch Bronny James and Casanat, we got them on lock. We got them on lock. And that's what they're thinking about. They think they're forward thinking. But what they don't know is just like the economy in 2008 when the bubble popped and the housing market crashed and all that stuff, there's a bubble that's about to burst for the NBA. Everything is ballooning, more money. Players are making $50 million a year now. And it's going to get to the point where with this new contract that they got for all these billions for, players are going to be allowed. I think Luka, when he signed his extension, man, this man might be close to $100 million a year. Eventually, that bubble is going to burst.
And then how they going to do that? And then they got this new clause that's saying teams can't, they can't go over the cap no more. So now if you give Luka $100 million a year, who's going to play next to him? Because y'all can't go over the cap.
Bro. Tell him, man. And that's why when they seen that coming, that's why Mark Cuban and Michael Jordan sold their teams ASAP. They said, nope, I'm out. I already see what's going on. Look, hey, Mike was looking and was like, man, I got to pay LaMelo Ball what? And Mark Cuban was like, I got to play Luka what? Yeah, let me go ahead and sell this team.
Hey, the Celtics did the same thing.
Yep,
you see that owner, he gave that team up.
The Celtics team. Hey, what owner win the championship and then put his team for sale? The Celtics owner was like, I'm out. I gotta pay Tatum and Brown what?
300, 400 million?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
No.
Good
For
luck with that.
100 mil?
Oh, yeah. Good luck
Holiday,
with that.
100 mil?
I'm not doing it.
No.
Hey, it was nice while it lasted. Hey, these dudes are getting out of the game, bro. They selling their teams. Mike, Mark Cuban, and the owner of the Celtics. I'm glad you brought that back. I forgot the owner of the Celtics. Did he sell it yet though, or is it still up for sale?
He sold it before the championship.
Lord have mercy.
They ain't even get it yet.
Lord have mercy, man. That's crazy.
I think Brad Stevens, he already run the team.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
but I'm gonna let somebody else hop on, man.
All right, brother, man. Thanks for the call.
No.
All right, let's get two more calls in, man. Lord have mercy, man. Y'all see, y'all wasn't paying attention to those owners were selling those teams like that because they knew what was about to happen with the CBA, and they knew was what they was gonna have to pay their superstars and stuff like that, and their all stars. Caller from Alabama, what's up? Make sure you got YouTube cut off in the background.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you pretty good. What's going on? What's your name?
My name is Siobhan. How are you?
First time caller, right?
Yes, first time caller.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, Siobhan. I hope you're subscribed as well.
I am.
All right, thank you so much, man.
I caught you on a good night.
What's your thoughts?
Yeah, my thoughts are this. I agree with everything you and the previous caller have been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's crazy? I don't know if you remember this, but I think right when David Stern was getting ready to retire, and they were talking about who was going to be the next commissioner, or who they voted to be the next commissioner.
Right.
Do you remember Rod Thorne?
I do remember Rod Thorne. He was the guy that was like in charge of all the Olympic. I guess what Grant Hill is doing now, Rod Thorne was doing.
Right. You know, he was the one that was against Adam Silver getting the commissioner job.
Really? I didn't know that.
He was not for it.
What did he say?
I think it was him and maybe a few others, but he was adamantly against it.
Interesting.
Yeah. And you know, just watching how it's been for Adam Silver as the commissioner since 2014, I want to say.
Something
so the
like
last
that.
10 years.
Uh-huh.
it hasn't really been good. It's like you said, he inherited a league that was already cleaned up, dressed, everything from David Stern. So he came in and he really didn't have to do anything but just try to find a way to keep making money.
Correct.
Because that's what it seems like. He's just more like about the money aspect of the NBA than he really cares about like the actual fans of the NBA who's been with it since, forever. And also Adam Silver, he's always been a players commissioner.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I like Adam Silver though. I like him, but he's just making a lot of mistakes with the direction of the league and things I think they made changes to, and but in his head, it's just about the money.
Right. Yeah, and it's just I don't know if that's always been his MO. I don't know if he's ever really cared about, how do I put this? I don't think he has, well, he probably does, but maybe he chooses not to use it. He doesn't have that wherewithal like how David Stern had it. He's not a no-nonsense type of commissioner.
That's true.
And he has let a lot of things, like a lot of players get away with a lot of things that we know.
That's true.
David Stern was not going to do that.
So this is my thoughts, though. At least it seemed like David Stern's either or both knew about basketball and cared about basketball.
Right.
It don't seem like Adam Silver knows about basketball. It seems like he's a good businessman. And I could easily see him taking over WWE in the absence of Vince McMahon. Like I could easily see Adam Silver saying, all right, I'm done with the NBA and get a job with the WWE. Right. I think he's just a marketing type guy, a businessman. You can see all of his decisions, like every solution that he has to fix what's going on with the NBA, all seems like some type of marketing gimmick. And he misses the mark every single time. And I say this, the last thing I say is I've never met a guy that's in the public eye who last name had something to do with money, who also didn't just think about money, like Creflo Dollar, Adam Silver.
Yeah.
Everybody who got money in their name is really about money. And that's it.
And that's interesting that you said that. So I wonder quickly, because I forgot, who was the commissioner of the NBA before David Stern?
Nobody knows. I can't even remember.
Nobody knows. Because whoever he was, he did a terrible job, obviously. I mean, because for David Stern to have to come in and just clean it up the way that he had to do it, and that took time. We know how prior to him coming in 1984, it was basically a drug-infested league. So nobody took the NBA that serious, the way that they took Major League Baseball and the NFL.
Correct.
Or even the National Hockey League.
Correct.
So, David Stern really had to turn it around. And I don't think the generation that's watching now, or I would even say like I'm a millennial, but I'd like to say we're split because I'm like an early millennial in a way.
Yeah.
So I don't even think the other half of millennials really understood what David Stern really did for the NBA as his commissioner.
He did a lot. He did a lot. He took it from the grave to almost heaven. Like he did a lot for the league, and so did Magic and Larry Bird, and so did Michael Jordan. Right, a whole lot. But I appreciate the call, Siobhan. And listen, your call ID said Alabama. You don't sound like you from Alabama.
I'm from here. I'm actually from the deep south of it, Mobile.
No way. So you went and moved somewhere else and assimilated, because I don't hear the country. You actually sound like you got teeth, and excuse anybody from Alabama. I'm just saying.
But look, I'm not a Crimson Tide fan.
Okay. Okay. Roll Tide. All right. Roll Tide. My bad. All right. You ain't Roll Tide.
No.
All right. I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. You're not one of them. right, got it. But
Well, thank you for taking my call.
Yeah, for sure, man. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right. Let's get one more phone call. Alabama, y'all. Alabama. You know, it don't sound like Alabama. It sounds like North Carolina. You know, something like that. I don't know. My brother Greg Anderson. What's up, big dog?
Hey, what's going on, bro? Hey, Mel, you in violation, man. Get down on Mobile, Alabama. That's where my father's from, bro.
Hey, why you say Mobile? She didn't say Mobile.
That's what she said. She said Mobile, Alabama.
She said Mobile?
Yeah.
I ain't hear that.
You in total violation, man. Get down on my. That's what my old man came in from, man.
What he sound like when he talk on the phone?
Man, super country. You know he's from the.
So you get what I'm saying? She didn't. Did she sound like she was from Mobile, Alabama?
No, she didn't. But you ain't got to stereotype all people from the deep south as country, man. Come on now.
I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. Roll Tide.
Hey, man, hey, look, man. Like I had a few thoughts, man, because man, they game banging in your comment section. There's a brother on there, man. He Henny Hardaway. I shouldn't even put his name out there, but man, brother, man, sounded like he thinks that Creflo Dollar a better leader than Martin Luther King. So,
hey, but you know what though, Greg? He's not gonna call in.
He's not. He's just gonna troll in the comments.
Exactly. He's not gonna call in. He's not gonna call in.
Hey, look, me and my partner was having a conversation a couple of years ago, and his wife was talking about something that she was reading. And like this NBA problem is just more than an NBA problem. It's kind of like a societal problem.
Okay.
Like this is the first generation that is on pace to do worse than their parents' generation. You know how like we always get better as a society because it's like this generation is entitled. They think because you know how these kids now is. Remember back in the day, you used to grow up or whatever. Your parents took you off of some fast food or something like that. That's a treat. Now they think that's a dinner option. They like Chick-fil-A, Chipotle. They think that's a dinner option or whatever.
Lord,
so this is kind of like a societal problem. And like the poster child for that, Mel, is your boy Anthony Edwards, man. I'm just gonna keep it real. He is like, cause I can't use Zion because Zion ain't even in the league no more, man. Like he's about to be out the league in about a year. But like Anthony Edwards, like I'm watching his game. I want to give it to him because he sounds the part, but he doesn't play a part. Like they comparing him to Jordan, and he don't have that mentality. I remember yeah, that's super dead. Cause look, when Mike was in 88, 89, Mike used to attack that rim relentlessly. He might have shot 1 3 a game, if that. And the rest of the time he was at the free throw line, shooting 50-something%, averaging 32, 35, 37 plus. Man, Anthony Edwards, look at the last 2 years. So the last 2 years, last year he shot 20 shots a game. This year he shot 20 shots a game. But this year he's shooting 10 threes and averaging 26 points and only 4 free throws. Last year, he shot 19 shots a game. He shot 13 2-pointers and 6 threes. And he averaged 26 a game. So you taking 4 more threes and you don't average no more points.
That's crazy.
And you're not putting the pressure on the defense. You're not getting people in foul trouble, so which will open up the game for somebody like Conley. You can't touch him. Your big man, you can't touch him. And just get you into the penalty earlier. He's the only one on that squad that got that ability, but he don't unleash his superpowers by just shooting 3-pointers all day.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And he said he made it a emphasis this year to shoot more threes. I'm like, dude, why?
Yeah. But you know what? You know what? Remember Mashburn was telling a story about like when MJ was on his way out the league, like how he taught him things about his game, how to get points and how to do better. And
correct.
Man, I think Anthony Edwards going down there on Team USA had an opposite effect on his game.
Yeah, because he looked at Kevin Durant and Steph and how they shot the three, and he was like, man, maybe I did, but that's the direction the league is going in. I mean, look at Boston. I mean, Tatum and Brown and White and Holiday and Porzingis and Al Horford, they shoot a lot of threes, but this is the thing that people don't get through their thick skull, right? They got this mixed up with Golden State as well. Golden State shot threes, but it was really just Steph and Clay shooting a lot of threes.
Correct.
Every now and then Matt Barnes, but for the most part, Draymond, Iguodala, Bogut, David West, Sean Livingston, those guys, Leandro Barbosa, those guys got to the rim and got to the mid range, and they locked up on defense. Like what helped them win the championship was defense. Same thing with Boston. Yeah, they got guys that can shoot the three, but every guy that shoot the three are locked down defenders. Holiday, Horford, Porzingis at the rim, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, right? Derek White. They all are very, very, very good defenders. That's what's making them win so much. It's not so much the threes. So it's teams out there that's just like, oh man, we put these threes up and we should win, and they don't have the defense, and their best player don't either. Like Luka in Dallas. Yeah, you can try to put them threes up. You can bring Klay Thompson in and help with the threes, but your best player can't defend.
That's true. That's true. Hey, you know what? It's something that you said in there. You said that he's sitting up there and he's modeling like Kevin Durant. And just think about like he down there with Kevin Durant and all of them. Just think about it. He's down there with Kevin Durant, Steph, and LeBron. These are three guys that they all in the same game. KD joined the 73-win team. LeBron got more super teams than the NBA history. And that's who he's drawing from. But just think about like this next generation, because now you start listening to like some of these guys that's in high school or early in the NBA, their GOAT is PG-13.
Correct.
So imagine how much worse it's going to get in the next couple of years.
Lord,
it's not going to get better.
No, it's not.
Not. So I'll take your comments off there, man. I just want to just chime in with like, man, this the league is just it's unwatchable. It's unwatchable. Like it's sometimes I'll be out. The only time I really make it a point to watch basketball if I'm out and the game is on. But I'm not going. A lot of times I'm like I'll watch pieces of the game, or I don't watch it at all. I can't watch a full 48 minutes of a 3-point contest.
Yeah, it's tough, man. You don't even know what offense they. Well, you do know what offense they. 5-man out, high screen roll. That's everybody doing that. Everybody.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna take the comments off there, man. Good show so far.
All right, thanks, bro. All right, we'll take that last caller that was from Georgia, that 404 area code. You can call back. Man, I feel bad for people who just start watching basketball, like people that's like 25 and under. I feel bad, man, because y'all didn't get to see Kobe or MJ or Bird. Oh my goodness, y'all didn't get to see them dudes, man. Y'all didn't get to see that era of basketball, man. Phenomenal, and you can learn from it. Like you can learn so much about basketball by watching the 90s and early 2000s, where some of the best coaches come from that era. Grabbing a coach that played in this era of basketball, like JJ Redick, they don't know what they're doing. Like, who like J Kidd, he was from the 90s, early 2000s, great coach. Darvin Ham as well. It's just a lot of guys, that come from the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s. That is still a leader in basketball as far as coaching and having a mind for it. But these new dudes, good luck, man. Caller from Georgia, what's up?
Hey, what's good, Frank?
What's up, man? Who this calling?
This anything and everything.
Okay, what's good, man? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, hold on, I'll get to my thought in a second, but yeah, I just subscribed to your thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And I've been peeping you and stuff. I kind of like your content, and stuff. So I'm a big fan of what you do, and stuff like that. So keep up the good work.
Okay, appreciate it.
But yeah, as far as NBA today, like I've been in one of your other videos and stuff you done arguing about the because I mentioned N1. You know how the N1 basketball was,
Yeah.
and how NBA is. It's like N1 is entertainment, and I think Adam Silver went to say, okay, well they out there doing all the dribbling and stuff. Let's focus more on just 3-point shooting, or whatever it was. But something happened, and they need to go back to original basketball. People like I'm 46, right? So I like basketball. I want to see block shots. I want to see defense played. I want to see nuts in your face. You know what I'm saying? People getting dunked on, the whole 9 yards. I don't know. I stopped watching basketball when LeBron went to. I'm a Miami fan. Like I'm from Florida, but I stopped watching basketball like for real when LeBron went to Miami because it took all the fun out of the game. Like I want to see people complete. I want to see people. I want to see the best players play. I want to see the 80s and the 90s basketball. That's what I want to see.
Correct.
And the way Adam Silver done it, he's thinking the younger generation is gonna keep watching it. No, the younger generation is too busy watching Instagram and being on OnlyFans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He need to take care of the older people that's been around, in those eras, and stuff like that before he want to take everything out of the game. So that's why the ratings and stuff, and everybody is telling him this from past NBA players, the whole 9 yards. LeBron would never be Jordan. We only seen one Jordan, and we only seen one person trying to be like Jordan, and that's Kobe. Which he became the nearest thing to Jordan.
Correct.
LeBron would never be the GOAT. It don't matter if he stay in there 30 years. He would never be the GOAT. He still haven't passed Jordan, in some stats and stuff, but he been in there seven years longer than Jordan.
Mm. Yeah.
Like people don't realize, like, yeah, he broke Kareem record. Yeah, Jordan really only played 13 years. It say 15, but he really only played 7 games one season, 25 games one season.
Correct.
It's not a whole season.
Yep.
So he really played 13 seasons. And LeBron still haven't passed him. And he in his 21st season?
22nd.
Yeah, 22nd.
Yeah.
So it shows people, as far as like the LeBron fans, like y'all need to just calm down and really watch what everybody say about Michael Jordan and watch what everybody, not me, not the fans, watch what all the players say about LeBron and watch what all the players say about Jordan.
Correct.
Best basketball was played before 2000, best basketball played.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would even say early 2000s, probably up to like 2005, maybe.
Real early.
Yeah.
You right. LeBron came in at 03?
03, 03. Yeah, so he got the end of it. So he got a little piece of it. It started changing, man. He's the king of the driving kick offense. Right?
I literally had people arguing with me about N1 was real basketball and Mark Jackson them made it to the league and stuff. And I'm saying, I'm trying to tell them, I'm like, look, I said N1 is entertainment. They ain't calling no technical foul. They ain't calling no carrying. No, none of this and that stuff. Like, people get offended when I'm like, N1 is a New York kind of thing. It's not around the country. Y'all do that stuff up there. We play, like, I'm from Florida. Live in Alabama, lived in Georgia. We play real basketball here. Yeah. Not all of this carrying and all of that mess.
Yeah.
And when he made the lead, he really took the offense out of the game and defense. Because now you see it's no offense. Everybody just one person got the ball. Everybody else just standing around that 3-point line. No offense whatsoever. No movement. You might have somebody setting the screen and rolling. That's NBA right now.
You don't even have to practice that. You don't even have to go and practice with the team to run that offense at all.
Exactly.
You don't. You know what I mean? So
like you don't have nobody playing defense. How many times? Well, which I know the answer to it or whatever, but look at how many times you had people winning Defensive Player of the Year. Now they get it to different people now just to make it seem like people playing defense. You ain't playing defense, all you doing is just switching. That's not defense.
Yeah.
How many steals do you actually see? None.
Well, you see some.
Unless
some people still trying to play defense out there. I give them that.
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna give them that because just because somebody make a bad pass, that don't mean it was a real steal.
I mean, I get that, but Kawhi, he continued to play defense. Bam out of Bayou.
No, he don't, because he not even. I don't want to argue with you, bro. But
it's cool if you disagree.
Well, no, we're not disagreeing, but just hear me out. It's hard for Kawhi to play defense if he ain't even on the court.
Of course, I agree.
But you might have Giannis block a shot or two. You remember back in the day, just an honest question. You remember back in the day when you had at least, you got 20, you just say, 28 teams, 30 teams, right?
Right.
And when you had at least one person on every team at least having a block, some players, good defensive players or whatever, got 2-3 blocks, average 2-3 blocks a game. You don't see that now. Now you gotta be 7'5", and that's the only way you get blocked. Go up. I'm just being honest. You got to be 7'5", and somebody just happened to come in there with a weak layup and you block the shot. we used to. I'm saying, like, in the 90s, you used to see people coming in there trying to dunk on somebody, and it's like they got hung on the rim. Like, people really played defense. You had point guards coming in there. Kevin Johnson, the little guys coming in there dunking on people. Yeah, now you only see who? You used to see Westbrook. Now you see Morant. Them the only two little guys going there and try to dunk on somebody. But back in the day, everybody used to try to do it.
I can't. You know what? I can't dispute that. I mean, it's a little bit of truth to some of what you said. But I appreciate the call. I got to move along.
Go ahead, bro.
Seen some people in the comment section that said they want to call in. I think one of them was Henny Hardaway, and the other one was let me see who these other guys is. Hey, thanks for the call though, but let me get to these guys. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, it was. I think Thomas Clark said he wanted to call in. Henny Hardaway, Oliver Jackson. Yeah, and Lance from the Bay. I'll take y'all phone calls. Ronnie from Ohio, what's good?
What's going down, G?
What's up?
All right, man. Look, I'm gonna try to tie it all together
okay.
based on something that the other lady had said. The young lady that called in, she was talking about the first commissioner, and I can't remember his name, but she was saying that he was a bad commissioner.
Right.
And I agree. See, but this is what a lot of people are missing. See, you only as good as the tools that you got. See, so like there was no money in the league back then.
True.
You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of issues going on, not just the drugs and stuff. There was a lot of issues going on back then.
Right.
So by the time he went away, Stern comes in, and comes Michael Jordan.
Right.
So now you got this peak while he's running the league. Now you got money coming in. People investing. People calling, hey, I want a piece of this. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But see, I don't think, at the time, there wasn't enough money for them to really play the game like they doing with LeBron, like they could with Michael. See, these are two different types of men.
Okay.
See, when you dealing, and it's not LeBron's fault, but when I say this, but when you are See, when you face to face with a man who was raised by one, see, negotiation is different. So when it came to someone like LeBron James, by the time he came in, they already knew what he was going to be. I mean, LeBron was good enough to already play in the league when he was young, which is what really got their attention anyway. Like he 16, whatever, he can play now. He can play in the league now. That's how good he is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they was already setting everything up to lock him in to play this whole game that you're seeing today. You know what I'm saying? Because you brought up something earlier about he took all the positions away. And you're right, he did, because they focused so much on him, not understanding that he's a neutral type player. He is a hybrid. He is every position. He is a piece of every position. And you can't have a player like that on a team where there are roles. That's why he only does good with just spot up shooters.
Right.
People that just get you, they open, hey, put that in, playboy. You know what I'm saying? But that's not. But you can't build a great team around somebody like that. But they did. I don't think that they even understood or even focused on the fact that when you're moving that way, what the effect of that is going to be, and that's what we're seeing. It took away everything because everybody tried to mimic that. Everybody catered to what LeBron and everything, and Clutch and all that stuff was doing. And that's a whole nother story too. It's all about money. That's all it is. They focus more on money than they did the game.
Yeah, 100%. That's 100% what it is. I mean, you
know what I'm saying. Up. That's it. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all it's about is money. And that's another thing too. The last time I called, when I gave all the questions, I don't know if I should do that again or not. But but I'm just saying, because it's all connected to money. Yeah. And that's why I think Magic Johnson left the Lakers. He realized, like, it's all this catering shit. This is all about paper, man.
Yeah.
See, they expanded the league out to China and all this other, you know what I'm saying, all these other places. Now we got all these foreign players coming in, and they playing the game correctly. But see, they're not really focused on trying to like for instance, Wembanyama. I don't think they really trying to they don't feel like they really trying to package him as the next star face of the league. Not to me.
Well, part of that is on him though. I mean,
no, but that's my point.
If you 7'5" and you trying to play like KD on the perimeter, that's your fault. Where's your advantage at? But then again, maybe he knows something we don't know. Maybe he can't stand in the paint that long for 82 games of a season without sustaining some type of injury. So maybe he doing what he can do. I mean, maybe he just can't survive down there, down low. But if I'm him, I'm in the post all day long.
Oh yeah, if I'm him, I will be down there too. But see, I think the league I think they just looking for that next. I think they looking for something that they can lock in before they get on the court, like they did with LeBron James. Like that Nike deal, that was something that was already done before. That's a deal that was done with the NBA and Nike way before they ever sat down with him and said, "Here, this is $90 million." They had discussed that whole deal as far as, okay, look, we got this young kid. He's young, but in a couple more years or whatever, he's coming. Don't worry about a thing. Adidas, Reebok, don't worry about them. You got it. Nike, y'all gonna get the deal. The question is, what are y'all gonna pay us to promote y'all's shoes of him on our court? Yeah. This is different than Michael.
Yeah.
Because see, Michael, we're not gonna let this get away like Michael did. We learned from the 90s. Yeah. So we gonna lock him in, but y'all gotta give him an offer that he can't refuse. Yeah. Regardless of who he go talk to. We don't care if he go talk to Reebok and Adidas. We know he gonna go do that. Yeah. But we know how this business works. As long as you put the right number on there, you got it.
Yeah.
So just get ready and don't worry about it. He's gonna go to Cleveland. We already set that up. Everything's good. He already know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a great story to tell. The problem is that LeBron fucked up because he showed who he really is when it came to clutch. When it came down to that big stage, he showed what he was. Yeah. But they And then that's when they started to really push that whole MJ LeBron shit.
Nah, for sure.
Go back and look.
Nah, you're right. But
I
look,
pay attention, man.
yeah,
I'm
nah,
gonna
right.
let you get to some other people, bro, because I ain't gonna preach too long. I'm just gonna put a little flavor in there.
All right, man. I appreciate it, bro. Thanks for the call.
All right, bro. Thank you.
All right, the last two calls have to be someone who don't agree with me. Right, that's the rule. So let's get somebody in here who don't agree with me. Let's hear the other side of this spectrum as well. So somebody who don't agree with me, call in. I want to get two of y'all in here really quick before I move to the next topic, but let's at least get one disagreement. One disagreement. What's up, Corey Ross? Appreciate it, brother. Yeah, thanks, man. People help me. People that are members to the channel help me with this setup. People who donate to the channel. Everything that I get donated via Cash App or via the membership, I put right back into the podcast. Whether it's me upgrade my equipment or upgrade my my background. I'm always doing something to make the whole experience better for the people who make this thing worthwhile. So you can shout out all the members for that if you like to set up. They help create all of this, man. But so we don't get we got a lot of disagreements in the comment section, but I guess they don't have phones. Or do I need to put the phone number back up? I'll put the phone number back up. Let's get two disagreements. There's a lot of them in the comment section. I don't bite. You can call. You can speak your mind. We can agree to disagree, and then we can move on. You don't have to just be in the comment section with Twitter fingers. You can actually use your voice. That's what it's made for. Dial that phone number, call in, and everything you've been saying in the comment section, you can put into 2 minutes of a rant, and then we can go about our business. But if you don't call, then I'm gonna just have like Thomas Clark, Henny Hardaway, everyone who said they was gonna call. What was my man Bay Area? Yeah, I got cold feet. Dang, let me get to the super chats then. It's not that serious. Thanks for the $5 super chat. Hey, Mel, excellent analysis on these topics. I appreciate it, brother. Another $5 super chat from Sports Facts. The NBA should be celebrating Celtics, Tatum and Brown, celebrating Curry and his dominance with the Warriors. That's a good point. All right, so it don't look like we're going to get any. We might have some bravery. Caller from California. This should be a disagreement. If not, we might have to push you to the next segment for a call in. Who's calling? Caller from California. Who's this? This man got an Obama phone. Last call for alcohol. Caller from California. What's your thoughts?
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Hey, this is Thomas Clark.
Perfect. What's going on, brother? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I just wanted to call in and just say I appreciate your show. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
And I just want to just tell everybody, the NBA can make money and all that, but it's just very tiring hearing about LeBron and all the drama that started all this crap.
Okay.
That's all I want to say.
I agree with that, man. I agree with that. So, what's the solution? What's the solution if we don't talk about all of LeBron and his drama? What do we do?
Well, with the Adam Silver and everything, people stop watching this because of the All-Stars, no competition, no slam dunk, no everybody getting paid too much money, not loving the fans. You know, that's the problem. Not loving the fans.
Yeah.
I hate the NBA right now.
You still got your YouTube on in the background.
I'm sorry.
At least mute it.
And I just want to let everybody know, just thank you for all your support, what you guys got going on. And I just pray for a better NBA. That's all.
All right, that's a good call, man. I appreciate it, Clark. All right, thanks, bro. All right, one more disagreement. I thought he was a disagreement in the comment section, but Oliver Jackson, the number is on screen. Right there on the bottom of the screen. There's the number. And all its glory on the screen in purple. It says call the show, ! And then the number is there. And then my brother Greg Anderson, who is a longtime listener and supporter of the channel, who also has a ranch because he's a moderator. He just put the number in there for you as well, sir. There it is. I give you 10 seconds to call that phone number. If not, we're moving on to Nikola Jokic. Moving on to Nikola Jokic. Yes, Lord. We'll let you figure that phone number out and call in with your disagreement. If not, we're moving on to Nikola Jokic. 5 seconds now. And 4 seconds and 3 and 2 and 1. And we're moving on.